The story of Prophet Yusuf, peace be upon him. Introduction. The Qur'an describes the story of Prophet Yusuf, Joseph, peace be upon him, as Ahsan al-Qasas, the best of stories. It is a story filled with dreams, betrayal, patience, faith, struggle, forgiveness, and victory. It begins with a young boy and ends with a man raised to power, teaching us that Allah's plan always prevails, no matter how dark the road may seem. The early dream. In the land of Canaan lived Prophet Yaqub, Jacob, peace be upon him, a noble prophet of Allah and the grandson of Prophet Abraham. Among his children was a young boy, Yusuf, who was blessed with extraordinary beauty and a pure heart. One night, Yusuf awoke with excitement. He had seen a dream unlike any other. The next morning, he rushed to his father. "Father," he said, eyes shining, "I saw in my dream 11 stars, the sun and the moon. I saw them bowing down to me." Prophet Yaqub looked at his son with tenderness. He recognized the dream as a sign of Yusuf's special destiny. He pulled him close and whispered, "My dear son, do not share this dream with your brothers. They may become jealous, for Allah has chosen you for something great. He will teach you the interpretation of dreams and complete His favor upon you." Yaqub knew that Yusuf was chosen by Allah for prophethood, but he also knew that not everyone could understand such blessings. The jealousy of the brothers. Yusuf's brothers were older and stronger, but their father's love for Yusuf made them bitter. They would whisper among themselves, "Surely Yusuf and his brother are dearer to our father than us, even though we are many. Truly our father is in error." Their jealousy burned until it turned into a dangerous plan. "Let us kill Yusuf," one of them suggested. "Then our father's love will turn to us." Another brother said, "No, do not kill him. Throw him into a well instead. Some travelers will pick him up and he will be gone." Though their plan was cruel, it would set in motion Allah's greater plan, the thrown into the well. The brothers approached their father. "O our father, why do you not trust us with Yusuf? Send him with us tomorrow to play. We will surely protect him." Yaqub hesitated. "I fear that a wolf may eat him while you are careless." They reassured him, "How can a wolf eat him when we are many? Surely we will protect him." At last Yaqub let Yusuf go, his heart heavy with worry. But instead of play, the brothers carried Yusuf to a deserted well. With cold hearts they lifted him and dropped him into its depths. Yusuf clung to the darkness, frightened but trusting in Allah. That evening they returned home, weeping with false tears. They brought back Yusuf's shirt, stained with false blood. "Father," they cried, "a wolf devoured him while we were distracted." But Yaqub was not fooled. He looked at the shirt, whole and unharmed. A wolf could not eat a boy without tearing his clothes. He sighed deeply and said, "No, your souls have enticed you to do something evil. But patience is best, and Allah is the one whose help is sought against what you describe." Sold into slavery. Meanwhile, a caravan traveling to Egypt stopped near the well. They sent a bucket down and were astonished when Yusuf emerged from the water, shining with beauty. "What good news," they said. "Here is a boy." They sold him cheaply in the markets of Egypt, not realizing his worth. He was purchased by a nobleman, the Aziz of Egypt. The Aziz said to his wife, "Take good care of him. Perhaps he will benefit us, or we may adopt him as a son." Thus Yusuf entered a new stage of life, far from his family but under Allah's protection. The temptation. As Yusuf grew into manhood, Allah blessed him with not only wisdom but also unmatched beauty. He became so handsome that women would stare in awe. The wife of the Aziz, who was entrusted with him, was overcome by desire. She locked the doors one day and said, "Come to me, Yusuf." But Yusuf, pure in faith, stepped back and said, "I seek refuge in Allah. Your husband has treated me with honor. Surely wrongdoers never succeed." She rushed to him, and in the struggle his shirt was torn from behind. At that very moment the Aziz entered. His wife tried to twist the story, accusing Yusuf of wrongdoing. But a wise member of her household testified, "If his shirt is torn from the front, then she speaks the truth. But if it is torn from the back, then he speaks the truth." The shirt was torn from the back. The Aziz realized the truth and said, "Yusuf, ignore this. And you, woman, ask forgiveness for your sin." Yet rumors spread in the city. Women whispered about the wife of the Aziz being infatuated with her servant. To prove her point, she invited them to a banquet, gave each a knife, and then called Yusuf to appear. When the women saw him, they were so astonished by his beauty that they cut their hands without realizing it. They cried, "This is not a man, this is but a noble angel." The temptation only grew, but Yusuf remained steadfast, praying to Allah. "My Lord, prison is dearer to me than what they invite me to. If you do not turn away their plot, I might yield to them." The prison years. So Yusuf was thrown into prison, though he was innocent. But even in prison he carried himself with dignity. 2 young men who entered with him noticed his character and sought his help in interpreting their dreams. One said, "I dreamt that I was pressing wine." The other said, "I dreamt that birds were eating bread from my head. Tell us their meaning, for you seem righteous." Yusuf replied gently, using the opportunity to call them to Allah. "No food will come to you, but I will inform you of its interpretation before it arrives. That is from what my Lord has taught me. I have abandoned the way of people who do not believe in Allah. I follow the way of my forefathers Ibrahim, Ishaq, and Yaqub." Then he interpreted their dreams. "To one of you, you will serve wine to your master. To the other, you will be crucified and birds will eat from your head." And he said to the one he knew would be saved, "Mention me before your master." But the man forgot, and Yusuf remained in prison for years. The king's dream. One night, the king of Egypt saw a troubling dream. He saw 7 fat cows being devoured by 7 thin cows, and 7 green ears of corn followed by 7 dry ones. None of his advisors could interpret it. Then the man who had been freed from prison remembered Yusuf. "There is a man in prison who can interpret dreams. Send me to him." The king agreed, and the man went to Yusuf. Yusuf explained, "You will have 7 years of good harvest. Whatever you reap, leave it in its ear except a little that you eat. Then will follow 7 years of hardship, which will consume what you saved. After that will come a year of abundance in which people will have rain and press wine and oil." The king was impressed. He sent for Yusuf, but Yusuf refused to leave prison until his innocence was publicly declared. The king investigated, and the women confessed the truth. Yusuf had been blameless. The king said, "Bring him to me. I will appoint him to myself." And so Yusuf was raised from prisoner to minister, entrusted with the wealth of Egypt. The famine and the brothers' arrival. As Yusuf had predicted, after years of plenty came years of famine. People came from all lands to Egypt to buy food. Among them were Yusuf's brothers. They entered his court but did not recognize him. He recognized them immediately. He treated them kindly, gave them their share, and said, "Bring me your youngest brother next time if you are truthful." When they returned home, they told Yaqub. He was hesitant but eventually allowed their younger brother Binyamin to go. When they returned to Egypt, Yusuf welcomed them warmly, but he had a plan to keep his brother with him. He placed the king's cup in Binyamin's bag, then accused the caravan of theft. When the bag was searched, the cup was found. The brothers pleaded, but Yusuf declared he would keep Binyamin as punishment. And the revelation and forgiveness. Later, when the brothers returned again, desperate for food, they said, "O Mighty One, hardship has befallen us and our family. Give us full measure and be charitable." At that moment, Yusuf could no longer hide his identity. With tears, he said, "Do you not know what you did to Yusuf and his brother when you were ignorant? I am Yusuf, and this is my brother. Allah has been gracious to us. Whoever fears Allah and is patient, surely Allah does not waste the reward of the righteous." The brothers were shocked and ashamed. They lowered their heads and said, "By Allah, Allah has preferred you above us, and we were indeed wrongdoers." But Yusuf's heart was pure. He said, "No blame will there be upon you today. May Allah forgive you, for He is the most merciful of the merciful." He gave them his shirt and said, "Take this shirt and cast it over my father's face, and he will regain his sight." When Yaqub smelled the shirt from afar, he cried, "Indeed, I find the scent of Yusuf." And when the shirt was placed on his face, his vision returned. Lessons from the story of Yusuf. Patience in hardship. Yusuf endured betrayal, slavery, false accusations, and prison, yet remained steadfast. Trust in Allah's plan. Even when everything seemed against him, Allah was preparing him for greatness. Forgiveness over revenge. Yusuf forgave his brothers at the height of his power. Chastity and morality. He resisted temptation, teaching that faith protects against sin. Family bonds. Despite betrayal, the story ends with reunion and healing.